Hey, this is Selena, and this is book 51 on my 100 book goal. I read this book because my friend Cindy had it and recommended it and gave it to me to read because it was on some of the best-selling lists, and it's just one of the current popular adult fiction books. So it is called The Dirty Book Club by Lisi Harrison, and it was easy, kind of no-brainer read, just to have fun and enjoy it. And I had somewhat mixed feelings about the book. It has to do with some women back in the 60s, 50s and 60s, who got together and formed a bond, and this lifelong friendship that they had, they were the most important people in each other's lives, and they were there behind the scenes when things with their families weren't working out. They were the people that they could really be real with, and they carried each other through life. And so I thought that the book was going to be about these ladies, and it ended up that it's more about their legacy and as they passed it on to the next generation. So there's a character in the book, MJ, who is a super successful editor, or she's up for a promotion to be the editor of a magazine in New York City. She is very active and involved and a workaholic, really. And she has a boyfriend who is across the country, and he's a doctor. And when things don't exactly happen like she wants them to in her career, she goes and lives with her boyfriend as she's trying to figure out what she wants to do with her life and if she wants to accept what's happening in her career or change it. And she's very lonely. Underlying aspect, or a main part of this story, is her learning to deal with the grief of a tragedy that's happened in her life that has caused her to have some very severe anxiety and debilitation from some other aspects of her life and her social life that she's shutting down and not taking part in. And so she is in this small town, beach town, very quiet, laid back, which is not her typical personality. And so this the book club from these older ladies that has been passed down to this younger generation, what we find ourselves is finding these people who are kind of brought together into this kind of almost non-consensual friendship through this book club. And it talks about how, we are all, like, sometimes our surface lives look one way, and then you kind of need somebody who you can be real with and share what's really happening and talk to those things with them. And that isn't always who lives with you. And so I thought it was interesting. It kind of made me think that I'm like, sometimes, even those of us that are good people make bad decisions, and life gets complicated in a hurry. And I liked that they had these people. I felt it was an interesting dynamic because my friendships don't really work the way that these people's friendships worked, but that's just to each our own. So I felt like the part I liked about it was that these women were strong enough to take charge of their own lives and make decisions, and talking each other through some of those difficult things in those difficult times. And I feel like it's important for everybody to have that. It was, like I said, an easy read. It made me laugh at times. And it was, interesting. So I would probably, on this one, probably give it maybe a 3 out of 5 stars on this one. It wasn't my favorite, but definitely something, just take it to the beach, read it just, as a no-brainer kind of thing. So, The Dirty Book Club by Lisi Harrison.